I guess I guess so. Anyways, I'm here to give you guys an anime not anime review, a movie review, which is called the Bruce Lee story, Dragon Bruce Lee story. This is basically I would not say like a documentary film, but it does a really great job, pretty much telling the whole entire story of Bruce Lee's wife and his family. Because I'm could swear he could have had like I think he had like 3 or 4 kids. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. So because most of his kids are not around anymore. So I don't know if his kids. I don't know if even one of his kids is still around. I don't know if his wife is still around or not, which I don't know. Um, all I do know that Bruce Lee passed away somewhere in 1993. So he must have died from there. All I do know is that he died at age 32. So yeah. So anyways, let me give you we'll start from the beginning of the movie. So the beginning of the movie where Bruce Lee was being attacked by a demon by a demon. Somehow one of these demons or something like that that basically goes after somebody or within the family to try to kill whoever it maybe is, stuff like that. And I like what the teacher said. Like what the teacher said that is that Bruce Lee has to face his fear. He has to face the demon, and he has to kill the demon. Sorry, that's basically what he has to do. And stuff like that. Even though Bruce Lee does not even have really much of a choice. Sorry, Bruce Lee just doesn't even have really much of a choice to basically go after the demon that has been haunting him for almost his life. His father just got tired of Bruce Lee, always, getting in trouble or something like that, or looking for a fight or something like that. Even though, I don't think it's not really Bruce Lee's fault or anything like that. It's just that his father just wants him to have a better life because from what I saw in the beginning of the movie, you could just tell like the father says like you need to move to America, you need to move to America, you need to have a better future, better a family or whatever. So that you could be something big and stuff like that. And that's what I really want you to be. And the reason I would say this is because his father does not want Bruce Lee. I guess not in like his father or something like that. I guess I'm not really so sure because there's not really much to really can tell about Bruce Lee's father. So that's basically all for what I do know. Even though the father just got tired of Bruce Lee's shenanigans and basically just wants him to do things that he needs to do. Now, to be honest, I'm assuming that Bruce Lee does have a mother. I'm pretty sure he does, but I don't know what happened to his mother because there's not really any information about what happened to Bruce Lee's mother. Because I don't think nobody has never really talked about Bruce Lee's mother because I don't think nobody ever has. So I mean, I'm kind of wondering who she is. Like, what is her name? Is how long she lives. And even the father has to take care of Bruce Lee. Just like I said before, he has to take care of his own son because his own son is not behaving very well, and he just doesn't want his son going to prison for life. So just starting trouble and stuff like that, and he doesn't want that to happen. Stuff like that because he wants his son to have a good, bright future, stuff like that, and that's basically as well. And so yeah, even though Bruce Lee does have a master who taught him how to do kung fu and stuff like that. There's different kinds of varieties of kung fu or something like that, which I don't know anything about kung fu. I don't know nothing. All I just know is just by going by the movie. That's all I'm just saying. So yeah. So anyways, Bruce Lee went to go to America and he got himself a job. He's working a dishwasher guy. He's a dishwasher guy, and you could just tell like this one girl really had the hots for Bruce Lee, if you know what I mean. But yeah, even though some of the other guys in the kitchen were just jealous of him and stuff like that, and that's basically what I know. And even though the lady said that she just wants to give him a loan, like get a girlfriend, get a different job, become famous or something, like whatever it is, stuff like that. And Bruce Lee made a promise to. Well, I'm assuming he did make a promise, but even though the lady said you need to make a promise to me that you got to pay off this loan back, and that's what Bruce Lee did. He paid off the loan. But even though that his boss gave him the idea the idea of say like you can go to school, or you can continue doing all these shenanigans and stuff like that, and you won't have no future for whatsoever at all. And the reason why I think she said that is because she doesn't want to see Bruce Lee to be in any major trouble, even though Bruce Lee does have a hard time getting himself into situations that he does not want that he just doesn't want to be in. So that, Bruce Lee always has an idea that he wants to bring something to America and or to his country or something like that. Because I mean, you guys remember, Kung Fu is very it's I would say it's everywhere. I mean, anybody can learn Kung Fu, and that I mean because. I don't know if Bruce Lee's basically like the first one ever to ever teach Kung Fu. I don't think so. I'm not really sure. I'm not really so sure, but the man is a genius. He's very smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to use kung fu in the right way. I don't think he would never would use kung fu as as an asset, just to basically just to kill somebody. So that I don't think Bruce Lee is not that kind of person. I just don't think he's really actually is. But even though Bruce Lee does get the message straight to somebody, saying like, "Hey, you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna hurt you." That's basically what happens with that. So Bruce Lee met this woman. Her name is Linda. Linda is basically the woman who married Bruce Lee. I'm assuming that's her name. Her name is Linda. You guys are gonna have to correct me down in the comments below. But so yeah. But anyways, her and Bruce Lee got married, and so they had a couple of kids and stuff like that. And I remember Bruce Lee, and her, they got married and stuff like that. And even the mother of Linda's mother, she doesn't like Bruce Lee because she thinks that he's some kind of Oriental guy. He's a yellow guy, something like that. Telling his daughter, she's the mother was like telling her daughter, you're just gonna have yellow babies, stuff like that. Linda doesn't look at it that way. She doesn't. It didn't matter about what her mother says, stuff like that. I still think it was kind of wrong, just for somebody, just like for the mother, like telling his own son or daughter, basically, you can't marry this person, you can't marry that person, and so because you're rich and famous, stuff like that. And even though Linda, she had the hots for Bruce Lee. She likes Bruce Lee. I remember when she first invited him, to go on a date to go to see a movie. Now, if you guys want, I don't know the name of this movie. I really don't know what the name is, but somehow this got Bruce Lee really upset. I would say it pretty much hurt his feelings, and and when he was watching the movie, he was not very impressed. He was down. He was sad because people were just like mocking other people from other different countries and stuff like that. And it's just it was very sad. It really was. And it really affected Bruce Lee really a whole lot. And you could just tell Linda was like, "Oh yeah, you watching the movie." But then when she looked at Bruce Lee again, you can just tell that she was basically okay. So yeah, Bruce Lee is getting offended because what's going on. I don't blame for Bruce Lee for whatever he's taking. I just think it's just not right, and it's just pure evil, and it's pure wrong for people just make fun of people about this kind of stuff like in the movies and stuff like that, and people just sit there and just like laugh about it and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this is funny. Yeah, it may be funny, but have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about this? Thought about this? It's wrong. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just wrong. It's just racist and stuff. Some people say, "Oh, it's not racist," but it is racist because you got to look at Bruce Lee. He's not just some yellow guy or anything like that. He's just Bruce Lee. He's just a Chinese guy. He just wants to pursue his life. His dream. Having kids, getting married, doing Hollywood, stuff like that. And all that other stuff. All that other stuff. Bruce Lee just did not like the movie. He just did not like it. He didn't say really much about it, but he just doesn't. He just didn't like it. That's what it seems to me. Something like that. And I'm glad Linda noticed that because Linda was kind of laughing, but she just noticed that that it was affecting Bruce Lee, and she wants to respect him and for that. And that's what I love about Bruce Lee's wife is just she always been by his side most of the entire time and stuff like that. And stuff. So yeah. Okay, so Bruce Lee wanted to start a dojo, for Bruce Lee. That's basically what he wants to. That's what he wants to do. And then there's some kid or something like that. I don't know who he is or anything like that. Came out the door, and gave a like some kind of summoning letter or something like that, or something like that. Basically he's basically being summoned and stuff. To talk to one of the head guys who knows about kung fu and stuff like that. Stuff like that. And they told Bruce Lee, so like they told Bruce Lee that they cannot allow this to happen because you can't teach people that are black or white or whatever it maybe is stuff like that. And I just think the guy, the leader of the whatever maybe it is, that we're not allowed to teach them stuff like that. And I just thought that was very, very disgusting in a way with me. But even though there was only one way that Bruce Lee would be able to win this argument, is basically that Bruce Lee has to do, not a contest fight, but basically to do a fight with somebody else. I can't remember the name of the guy. I think I've seen him quite a few times in the movies for something. I'm not so sure, but not so sure. And it's just that Bruce Lee just wants to do what he wants to do. It's not just because he wants to do what he wants to do. It's basically because he feels that he has a passion to teach anybody who will learn kung fu. That's just what it seems to be. That's what it seems to be. People. Just look around. Just look around. In America. People are free to do whatever they want and stuff like that. Okay. Some people may get offended because back in the past and stuff like that, and it's sad. It's really sad. I felt really bad for Bruce Lee being rejected and being made fun of and stuff like that. People just don't like him really all that much just because he's like some kind of guy who could do kung fu and he's rich, is famous and stuff like that. Even though he's living in I think California, something like that. And he did a couple of movies. I think he did the series for the Green Hornet. I'm not really so sure. I think he did, but I really don't know. He also did a series also as well too, which was called Kung Fu. I used to watch the series like a long time ago, back with my dad and my mom. My mom and dad actually liked that show. But even though Bruce Lee in the credits, he was not in the credits of the movies because some of the guys just like messed him over or something like that because they think that Bruce Lee is not. Hold on just one second. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on here. Give me a second. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. I'm so sorry. So it was that's just basically what I'm just saying. And I remember like when Bruce Lee started his own show, and you could just see the pile of stuff, of bills that are past due, sorry, past due, and it's just, oh man, it was horrible. I even me, I have money trouble. Wow, seems like Bruce Lee did have some really bad money trouble. So yeah, even though Linda didn't want to tell Bruce Lee like everything's gonna be fine and stuff, and she doesn't want Bruce Lee to be worried and stuff like that. I just don't seem to understand how in the world they'd be able to just get by living with all those bills and stuff like that. Just, I don't know. It's just really sad. It really actually is. But anyways, Bruce Lee got a call. Bruce Lee got a call from somebody, and Bruce Lee um, answered the phone. And it was his father. And what happened to his father? His father died. His father died. So I'm thinking the reason why his father died is probably because one of the demons were haunting the Lee family. That's what I'm thinking. So, and I know some people probably don't believe that kind of stuff, but I do understand. But that's just basically what I think will happen. So I'm not really so sure. I'm not really so sure, but yeah. Anyways, I remember when Linda and Bruce Lee, first when they first got into arguments and stuff, as they were trying to figure out what they could do. Linda did not want to be in China because she thinks that that is like tearing her apart. And stuff. She thinks that Bruce Lee's not contributing to his family like he should be doing. He's so worried about doing movies, making money and stuff like that. And I understand. Bruce Lee does wants to be rich and stuff like that. I mean, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody does. It's just basically just. I definitely do understand where Linda's come from and stuff like that. But even though Bruce Lee did agree on to with this guy, this Hollywood guy, to help to make the Way of the Dragon movie, which is I think is one of the last films, the last films of the Bruce Lee movies. I think so. I'm not really so sure. Probably one of the last ones. And oh, I forgot to mention. I wish I knew the name of that movie that were Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee for the very first time. And I want to watch that movie. That's because to be honest with you, I love Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, such a great kung fu guy. He really is. He knows. He's very strong. He knows his stuff and stuff like that. And I'm just really just kind of curious about what was his thoughts, about going up against Bruce Lee, and the movies and stuff like that. I'm really kind of curious about that. But even though Chuck Norris, like I said, he's one of my favorites. He's really good, really good. I wonder, Bruce Lee ever talk Chuck Norris about some karate or kung fu. I'm not so sure, but yeah, I don't want to waste you guys for any more time. But yeah, anyway, so Bruce Lee, he decided to stay in China because he believes is helping himself out, for his family and stuff like that. So, and he also is studying these other people, in China, about the kung fu he learned and stuff like that. And that right there is very, very special. So I really did enjoy that, and I really, really did. But anyways, so yeah, that's the end of this review. If I missed anything, please correct me down in the comments down below. I would like to hear what you guys think about the movie. I'm thinking about getting into the series, watching Bruce Lee movies. I'm thinking about it. I'm not really so sure because I don't know all the movies, because I really do, because I love Bruce Lee. Like I said, Bruce Lee, just one of my favorite inspirational person, basically, who I respect, from back then, who knows the knowledge of kung fu like everybody else, that knew. So, but yeah. Anyways, like I said, just leave your comments up below. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. And please hit the notification bell also too. That just let me know you guys are watching my videos. And please leave your comments. But yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Bye.